You have a dead car battery sitting in your driveway right now, and the mechanic already told you you need a new one. $200, $300, maybe $400 if it's a luxury vehicle. But what if I told you that battery is not dead? What if I told you that a liquid costing less than $1 can bring it back to factory condition? The battery industry has known about this since 1962. They buried it. They paid to keep it quiet. And today, you're going to learn exactly what it is, exactly how to use it, and exactly why they never wanted you to find out. Thousands of garages around the world have used this method silently for decades. Now it is your turn. Stay until the end, because the last tip will shock you completely. Think about the last time your car would not start. That cold morning, you're already late, you turn the key, and nothing, just a clicking sound. Or that slow, painful groan of an engine that cannot find the power to wake up. You call a tow truck. $40, $50 just to get the car to a shop. Then the mechanic walks out with that look on his face. That look that means your wallet is about to get destroyed. He tells you the battery is dead, completely gone, needs full replacement, and you have no choice because you need your car. You pay $250, maybe $350. You drive home thinking that was just bad luck. But here's what the mechanic never tells you. That battery was not dead. It was sulfated. And sulfation is completely reversible. Every single year, Americans alone spend over $4 billion replacing car batteries. $4 billion. And a massive portion of those batteries did not need to be replaced at all. They needed one simple treatment that costs less than a cup of tea. But if mechanics told you that, they would lose hundreds of dollars per customer. So they stay quiet. They hand you a new battery. They smile. And you walk out thinking you got helped, when actually you just got taken. The story of how this secret got buried goes back to exactly 1962. Before that year, battery reconditioning was a normal, accepted practice. Small repair shops across America, Europe, and Japan routinely restored dead batteries using a simple chemical method. It was common knowledge among mechanics. It was taught in trade schools. It was printed in automotive manuals. Then something changed. In 1962, the major battery manufacturing companies, specifically the three giants who controlled over 80% of the global automotive battery market, formed a quiet agreement. Not a public one, not one you will find easily, but the result was visible almost immediately. Within 5 years, battery reconditioning guides disappeared from mainstream auto manuals. Trade schools stopped teaching the method, and a new culture was created, the culture of replacement over repair. They spent millions keeping this quiet, millions in lobbying, millions in influencing automotive education, millions in making sure that every mechanic who trained from the 1970s onward learned only one solution to a dead battery. Throw it away. Buy a new one. What I am about to show you is something that old school mechanics, the ones who trained before 1965, already knew. This knowledge did not disappear completely. It survived in small communities, in old workshop manuals, in the notes of retired electricians. Only 1% of people who own a car today know this method exists. You are about to become one of them. And once you know it, you will never pay for a new battery the same way again. Here's the secret. Distilled water and Epsom salt. That is it. A bag of Epsom salt costs between $1 and $3 at any pharmacy or grocery store. Distilled water costs even less. Together, these two things create a solution that dissolves the lead sulfate crystals that build up on your battery plates over time. That buildup, called sulfation, is the number one reason batteries lose their charge capacity and eventually appear completely dead. When sulfation builds up on the internal lead plates of your battery, the battery can no longer hold or transfer electrical charge efficiently. It is not broken, it is blocked. The Epsom salt solution, when introduced into the battery cells, chemically reacts with the lead sulfate crystals and begins dissolving them. The magnesium sulfate in Epsom salt is the active agent. It breaks the sulfate bond without damaging the lead plates underneath. Professional battery reconditioning shops, the few that still exist, charge between $150 and $300 for this exact process. They use the same principle, the same chemistry, just with expensive machines and professional branding. You can do the identical thing at home for under $2. The chemical reaction is real, the science is documented, and the results, well, as you are about to see, are permanent. This is not a patch. This is not a temporary boost. This is a full restoration of your battery's internal chemistry to near factory condition. Think about that. A battery you were about to throw in the trash, coming back to full power, for $1 and 20 minutes of your time. Now here is exactly how you do it. First, make sure your battery is completely disconnected from your car. Remove the negative terminal first, then the positive. Safety is not optional here. Wear rubber gloves, wear safety glasses. Battery acid is real and it will burn your skin. Do not skip this. Once the battery is safely disconnected, Locate the battery cell caps on the top of the battery. Most standard lead-acid batteries have 6 caps. Use a flat screwdriver to pop them open gently. If your battery has a sealed sticker over the caps, carefully peel it back. The caps are still there underneath. Now take a turkey baster or clean syringe and carefully remove the existing fluid from each cell. The old electrolyte fluid will likely look dark or brownish. This is a sign of heavy sulfation. Dispose of this fluid safely. Do not pour it in the garden or down the drain. Next, prepare your Epsom salt solution. Mix 4 tablespoons of Epsom salt into half a liter of distilled water. Stir it thoroughly until every single grain of salt is completely dissolved. The solution should be completely clear. Do not use tap water. Tap water contains minerals that will damage your battery plates permanently. Only distilled water. Then, using your baster or syringe, fill each cell of the battery with your Epsom salt solution. Fill each one until the lead plates inside are fully submerged, but do not overflow. Replace the caps loosely. Do not seal them tightly yet because the chemical reaction produces small amounts of gas that need to escape. Now connect the battery to a slow charger, not a fast charger, not a jump starter. A slow trickle charger set to the lowest amp setting. Leave it charging for 24 to 36 hours. This slow charge is what gives the magnesium sulfate time to react fully with the sulfate buildup on the plates. After the charging cycle is complete, remove the charger. Tighten the cell caps fully, reconnect the battery to your car. Positive terminal first, then negative. Start the engine. What happens next will make you angry that you ever paid for a new battery. The results people experience using this method are not small. They are not subtle. Batteries that could not hold charge for more than 10 minutes, holding full charge again after one treatment. Engines that would barely crank, starting instantly and cleanly, and the results are not temporary, because you have chemically restored the internal structure of the battery, not just given it a surface boost. The results last. Properly reconditioned batteries using this method regularly last an additional 3 to 7 years, beyond the point where they were considered dead. One viewer who found this method saved $340 on a truck battery that 3 mechanics had told him was completely finished. He sent a message saying the battery had been running perfectly for 14 months since the treatment. Another person restored 4 batteries from old vehicles in their garage, batteries that had been sitting dead for over 2 years, and got all 4 running again for a total cost of under $5. Thousands of people have quietly used this method for years. They do not talk about it loudly, because once you know it, you realize how much money you have been losing your entire driving life. The battery industry wants this deleted. They want it buried the same way they buried it in 1962. But it is out now, and you have it. Use it every time a battery starts showing weakness. Do not wait for it to fully die. One treatment every 2 to 3 years keeps sulfation from ever building up to critical levels. Your battery becomes, for all practical purposes, permanent. If this opened your eyes today, hit that like button right now. Not for me. For every person in your life who is about to spend $300 on a battery they do not need. Share this with them. Subscribe, because next week I'm exposing another secret that the automotive industry has kept hidden since the 1970s. Something to do with engine oil that will save you hundreds every single year. You do not want to miss it. And here is your final shocking tip before you go. If your battery is swollen, if the sides of the battery casing are visibly bulging outward, do not attempt this method. A swollen battery has internal damage beyond sulfation and must be disposed of safely. But if your battery is simply dead or weak with no physical swelling, there is a 90% chance this method will bring it completely back. You now know what they spent decades trying to hide. Go use it. Never pay for a battery replacement again.